Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the outer wings on, pylons for the weapons, part of the weapons. Now what I did is, earlier you saw where I kind of beveled this in. What I'm trying to get is a angle, slight angle in its attack position, similar to that. And again, that's your preference if you want it to be more straight, more angled down. I personally like, I don't know, roughly I guess a 45 maybe. Degree angle, not quite 45, but you know, slightly up. And I'm just gonna hit that with the Zappa gap, and then I'm gonna put the engines on, and that will be pretty much it following until I decide how I'm gonna arrange the weapons. Okay, all done. Ship is all put together. Engines in place. Pylons came out good. And forward section, I think, came out the same. It was neat. So this is a 3/50th scale, and I'm going to obviously put this next to the Klingon Bird of Prey 3/50th scale. It's going to look pretty cool, I think, when it's all said and done. It's coming out. I'm happy with it. Very happy with it. So next thing I'm going to do is I have an old AMT Romulan Warbird, and I think I'm going to modify the engines to turn them into torpedo launchers. And if I follow what I did with my Eagle Moss version of this, I took the weapon pods from a 1400 scale Starcraft's New Orleans, which I never liked on that ship, so I used them here and added some rectangles for the torpedo launchers. I think I'm going to do the same thing with this Romulan engine. I'm going to get the other one, find that, break it out of my stash, and attach them on pylons here. It fits. I'm looking at the ship and this, and it fits. It looks, I think it's proportionate. It's not too small, it's not too big. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the phaser emitters yet. Mulling some things around that I have lying around here. We'll see. We'll see what I come up with, what I like, and then I'll obviously go from there. But it's coming out good. So far, so good. Okay, well, here is the final take of this build. She is all done. She's built. She's primered. Painting will commence next, but I'm not going to waste anybody's time showing videos of the paint scheme that I'm going to do with this eventually. To be honest, it might sit on the back burner for a little while because I have about 10 other projects I want to start. And when I paint, I like to kind of get a bunch of stuff on the bench in front of the spray booth at the same time, as to not waste paint, as to not, take the respirator off and on and off and on and whatever. So I just want to paint like 10 projects in one day or over the span of a couple days, rather than doing one individually. But anyways, here is the Stingray class. One thing I did differently from the other ones, I added these torpedo launchers into the front cargo bay. I didn't do that on my Polar Express, yeah, right. Eagle Moss. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, I haven't done that on my other ones, but I did it on this one just because, what the hell? It's my ship, my build, my design, and I had the parts left over, so I decided to make this into like a pretty heavy-duty ship of the time period in Star Trek lore, right? So, let me take the stand off here so I can show what I did. So, as I discussed before, these are the engines off of an AMT Romulan Bird of Prey, modified heavily, obviously. And I took a portion of the wing off of an X-Wing fighter and attached it that way. You can see it's a little forward heavy, but it works. I'm happy with it. Now, I envisioned these torpedo launchers with these ribbed portions on the bottom that they would be like almost like cargo bay doors that would open up, and you'd have landing struts that would come down similar to the Klingon Bird of Prey. So, and then maybe something on this back area over here to support kind of like a triaxle, like a tripod type thing when it came down. That's what I envisioned. So, again, my ship, my ideas. Torpedo launchers forward and aft. And now this is just a primer coat, folks. This is not a final paint job. So I don't want anybody criticizing me for my painting skills. This is just a primer coat. Tamiya primer. Where do those torpedo launchers come from? PNT Abe class modification for the 537 scale Enterprise. Take an old AMT kit and you turn it into let me grab the box so everybody can see it. You could turn it into this torpedo cruiser. Federation models, I think, is where I got this one from. I have this in 1000 scale. I bought it because, I don't know, just whatever. I liked it at the time. You know what? I can't get over this little short little pylons on the engines. That's cool. The modified impulse engines are cool. And what I'm going to do, and this will be part of my next build, I'm going to take this section that, if anybody knows anything about Star Trek, would sit in this area here, underneath, obviously, underneath the saucer. But this is the deflector dish and sensor pods. And I've always thought, why isn't the Reliant, why doesn't that class of ship, why doesn't it have this underneath? I always thought it would look kind of cool to have this underneath. So I'm actually going to take my AMT Reliant, the newer updated version of this with the thicker hull and everything, and I am going to put this on that ship when I build it. And I think it's just going to give it another layer of cool, maybe an updated version, something, whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, back to my Stingray. Again, we talked about it. I told you that these are the engines off of a 1000 scale Constitution class TOS, and phasers, heavy phasers, similar to what would be on the Reliant. Not the Reliant class, but the whatever. I'm drawing a blank. And back here, these are the impulse engines right in here. That thing, whatever that is, will remain the same. But these are the impulse engines on both sides. And the wings, I always envisioned these things being able to go up and down, similar to a bird of prey, so that when this thing landed, these wings, pylons, would be kind of more elevated up at maybe a 35, 40 degree angle, 45 maybe, not quite 45, but 30 degree at least, just to get away from the ground. And that's about it. She came out good. After you primer, I noticed primering helps, because especially when you have a white model, it'll certainly help to show little areas that you missed with the putty. You experienced model builders out there, you already know this, but So I got a few little areas there to hit with the putty. And then after this, I'll probably start painting and decaling. I'm not sure if I'm going to share a video, guys, with that. Only because this is a kit bash. This is my design. If you decide you want to build this yourself, you paint it how you see fit. I'm going to follow the Eagle Moss paint scheme with this thing pretty close. I might take some decals and actually put windows along this area here. Put more windows. Maybe a couple of windows up in this area here. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see what looks good and what works overall. But, again, this is my first YouTube video for the Scarred Artist. And if you haven't been able to tell already why it's the Scarred Artist, I think you know. But more videos will follow. Some of the builds I do, but mainly some of the artwork I do. I am an artist. I do wildlife and landscape artwork, painting with oil. So I'll be doing some time-lapse videos of that to show people what I do. And then I guess what you're supposed to ask is if you like it, hit like and subscribe, because, I don't know, I'm trying to make a go of this, see what happens. But I hope you enjoyed it. This is certainly one of my, now obviously I'm biased because I came up with this design myself, but this is certainly one of my favorite Star Trek designs, and obviously it's a kit bash. And I really can't say enough about this kit. This was a really nice kit, 3/50 scale, Oberth class, from Polar Lights. Really cool stuff. They do good work. They really do. They've obviously taken some of the older kits and like that Reliant that I have, this one here, and just made it more correct. Is that even right? More correct. But they made it. They improved on all of our complaints that we always had with that. Some of the older models, and keep going, guys. Keep going. I'd love to see a 1,000 scale. Oh God, now I'm drawing a friggin' blank here. Why am I drawing a blank? Anyways, I don't know. I'll make more videos and see. But hope you enjoyed everything. Thank you, folks.